Kia ora guys and welcome back to the Black Jersey. My name's Max, I'm the host of this channel, and the Wallabies today have named their 2023 Rugby World Cup. We have a lot to unpack from this video. Eddie Jones is either pulling an absolute masterstroke or this is a daft theory that is not going to work in practice. Before we get into things, I want to say a big thank you to my patrons and just remind you guys to subscribe to me, like this video, and leave your thoughts on the team down below once we finish the video. Now to get into everything, we'll start off with hookers as I normally do. And well, there's not really any changes we expected, is there? Matt Feisler, Jordan Liuelisi, and Dave Parecki. Those are the only three hookers that Eddie Jones has trusted. He's given them all, I guess, a decent enough share of game time, with Feisler as the third choice, Uelisi as the second choice, and Parecki as the first choice, so there's no real surprises over there. At prop, James Slipper is not the captain anymore though, because Angus Bell has just impressed so much, and I think Eddie Jones wants to continue starting him. Pone Fa'amausili is also joining him, as are Zane Nongor and Blake Shipp, who I think those two are probably a little bit fortunate to be in the team after some lackluster performances. Taniela Tupou though rounds the props out, so this is a promising sign. Hopefully he is going to recover from injury. Either way, with Slipper and Tupou off the bench, experience is there to sort things out and they can fix an area that's been going wrong for them, the last 20 or so minutes. As for the locks though, this is going to be an absolute bombshell, sending shockwaves across the rugby world. Will Skelton is the captain. I'm not joking. You can look it up everywhere else. Will Skelton is the captain of the Wallabies. It's a bit of a shock. I think I'm just going to leave it at that, because I don't think anybody saw that one coming. He's a good player, but I'm unaware of any experience he's had as a leader, so this is going to be very, very interesting. No real surprises other than them. Richie Arnold and Nick Frost are a very good duo as well. They've been having a lot of game time. Jude Holloway is kind of that lock 6 cover they want as well, and so he's probably the closest older version of Tom Hooper they can have if they don't quite trust Tom Hooper for the big knockout games. I'm also very happy to see Matt Phillip coming back from injury, as he's also a decent lock that they can really benefit from. None of these guys I would say are quite world class, but perhaps applying that pressure of the captaincy onto Skelton is what Eddie Jones thinks is going to bring the best out of him performance wise. As for the loose forwards, Lungi Gleeson is also coming back from injury, thank the Lord for that, because he is really going to add a lot of impact when available. Tom Hooper, who I mentioned before, everyone knew he was going to get in. He had a shocker on his debut. He learned a lot of lessons from that, and he is starting to show his true class as a world-class player. The other Hooper, though, Michael Hooper, he has not made the cut. He's got a calf injury, and Eddie Jones has simply decided it's not worth the risk. Josh Kemeny, who can play both in the outside backs there, and the loose forwards, he has been selected over Michael Hooper, the veteran of 125 tests. Michael Hooper's dropping, I think, was something that was a long time coming. He's conceded the most yellow cards of any player in history, and his discipline of just not understanding when and when not to compete for the ball at the breakdown has got Australia in a lot of problems in terms of giving away penalties throughout history. So even though I wouldn't have picked Kemeny for the squad, I do actually think that having Michael Hooper there for the off-field stuff at first, then getting rid of him, is the best way to go. You get the guy to inspire the next generation before he heads off, wishes you well, and you perform. Rob Leota, no surprises there. We all knew he was making it. And Fraser McCright, I am so happy to see him there. I'm really hoping McCright continues to play at number 7 for the Wallabies, because he is the future of that jersey, and without Hooper there, it is his to lose. Rob Ballatini then rounds out the forwards. He was my player of the tournament, runner-up for the 2023 Rugby World Championship, but oh man, that backline, there is a lot of problems there. Isaac Fines Liliawasa is 27 years old and uncapped. This is not the time of the year where you want to be bringing in an uncapped player at all. This is a bad decision, and hopefully this is not going to backfire for the Wallabies. Tate McDermott has been named vice captain, and I thought for sure he was going to get the captaincy, but okay, this is quite interesting. Perhaps Eddie Jones still isn't sold on the McDermott Carter Gordon combo. I don't know. Nick White, no surprises there. Carter Gordon was always going to go, and without Quade Cooper making the cut due to injury as well, Ben Donaldson was always going to go. I'm not sure if Cooper actually has had an injury, but the reports were that there were a lot of injuries going on. This was going to force older heads out, and so Cooper, has he been dropped? Please let me know in the comments, because I was at my side hustle all day, came home just to record this video in the nick of time, and wow, this is a shock not to see Quade Cooper. So Ben Donaldson being there to cover 10 and 15, it's going to be crucial for the Wallabies. The midfielders with Len Ikitau are also missing due to injury. Lalakai Foketi is coming back in for him, whereas Samu Karevi, who is really starting to evolve his game, is retaining his spot. Isaiah Parisi is becoming a bit of a linchpin for the 23 number jersey, and Jordan Bataya is well and truly becoming the first choice number 13. Bataya's already had a lot of injuries, having attended the 2019 Rugby World Cup as a 19-year-old, and now they've stopped derailing him. It's good to see him in there. As for the outside backs, they're the same problem. Max Jorgensen is also uncapped. Teenager, uncapped in a World Cup squad. This is either going to have way too much pressure to put on him, or this is going to be a masterstroke. Is this one going to work out? I don't know, Eddie. I don't know, mate. Andrew Callaway, first choice fullback, therefore has to be the priority. It absolutely has to be. Marika Koro-Betty was always going to get there. Mark Nwangani-Tawasi, world-class player, was always going to get there. But I do think Wildcard is not going to be very happy about Soliasi Vunivalu rounding out the outside backs after he did not play very well against South Africa whatsoever. So ultimately, what are my thoughts on this team? I am not feeling good for the Wallabies right now at all. I can't even make eye contact with the camera because this is going to take a lot of time to sink in. Let's just keep it to ourselves, not rage, not lose it. We need a lot of time to process what's going on right now, because whenever Eddie Jones does something that's totally out of the blue, it always seems to either go terribly or go really well. And so I'm really feeling like a mixed bag about this squad right now. And to be honest, I might just update you guys with another video, so thank you very much for watching this one. I'm going to do a bit of analysis before they reach the World Cup on their chances of winning, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to view that one. Please support me over on Instagram and over on Threads as well, and one more thanks to my patrons. Cheers for viewing this video, guys. There is a lot of crazy stuff about this Wallabies team, and I will definitely unpack it once more in a later video. Cheers for watching from Max.